What's going on? I'm Twisted Big D. I'm an instructor with Prime, and hopefully some people come up in here. I'm in my garage today. I decided it was the quietest place in my house, so I was like, let me go out in the garage and do this video. Plus, I don't vape in my house, so I can vape out here. So today was a pretty crazy day. Like, get up at 7 in the morning, go out to the pad, start working with my student. So I went out there and I started working with my student, and pretty much we were struggling out there, you know. Whenever you have a trainer out there and he's trying to teach you, it's best to open your ears, open your mind, and listen. So, you know, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get finished with it. Whoop whoop, Jacob. Man, I appreciate your video today, Jacob. You know, that meant a lot right there. Jacob, he was my instructor right there. Great channel, great guy. I learned a lot of my training tips from him. Like, if somebody's not getting something, keep asking them a message. Golly, you sent me a text and it would almost knock my phone over. I'm on this little stand right here. Now you're probably gonna send me another one just to make it go whoop whoop again. But yeah, pad days are rough. You're standing out there on the concrete, you're walking back and forth. I mean, it's long hours, like 8 hours. Whenever Jacob had me out there, we did everything in one day. Like, I learned all the backing and everything in one day. He tested me the next day. So like, if I didn't get it down, then I was gonna be tested anyways, probably. No, I'm sure he would have made sure that I was gonna pass before he tested me out, for sure. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Chad Rich, great guy. High Family Barbecue, what a interesting name. I hope you have some videos on some barbecue on your channel. I love barbecue. For Christmas, I smoked me a brisket. You know, I got up at 1 in the morning and finished it by 6 in the afternoon. So like, well, actually I pulled it off the smoker at 5 and let it set for about an hour, and then once it was done, sliced it up and we had it for Christmas dinner. It was great. So, and Chad Rich, back to Chad Rich. Chad Rich is an awesome guy. He makes great videos, you know, and I really like him. He's a good dude. Happy New Year, Highway Junkie. Highway Junkie watches a lot of videos. I see him all the time. You knew what you were doing, you know. Yeah, I knew what I was doing for my test. Whenever I went for my test, I was nervous about it. Like, man, I was shooken up. Jacob was all like, hey, what did you do when you were on that extraction team going into a cell? Because I was a correctional officer. So I had to run team, like, say we had a offender not complying with orders, or we had a forced cell move. Well, I would suit up and go in there. He said, you weren't scared then? Whatever you did that day, you need to do again. So however you got pumped up, you went in there, didn't even think about it twice. You went in there and did your job. So that's how I got ready for my test, is I got pumped up. I went in there test day, I was ready to go in and knock somebody out. Because when you get on that team, you go suit up in the closet. You know, they have a use of force room. Is pretty much a closet full of gear. You put it all on, you get pumped up. You know, we like to push each other around in there, get all amped up. So I was really amped up, and I went out there to take my test. I was really amped up, man. I was ready to knock my tester out, my examiner out, because I was really pumped up. So Jacob knew me, got to know me on the truck, and he knew what to say to get me pumped up. I-70 shut down in Colorado. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be bad over there. You know, if you're wintertime, I try to stay away from those mountains, like at all costs. I've drove all the way just to go around the mountain. I've went all the way down to 40 and across and back up before, because you know it's bad stuff. Jacob, I didn't even get a notification for your second video. I heard your voice on my wife's phone, the reason why I left Prime. So I had to watch that video right before I came out here. It was a pretty good video. You know, I was having problems with my fleet manager. I think the communications is getting better between us. We had a talk, and pretty much we're gonna try to communicate better, and I'm hoping that it'll go better between us, because you know sometimes fleet managers talk to us kind of rough and say stuff that they shouldn't tell us. I don't want to get into it too much, but they say stuff that they shouldn't say to us, and you know it's wrong. This is easy, still 150 or more from Denver. It's 150 miles probably to Denver, you're saying. Okay. Bad weather out there. Keep on top of the weather, Moody. You know, you might be a driver that's been driving for a long time, but if you're new, you know, you're the captain of that ship. If it's shut down, then it's shut down. You can't do nothing about it. Don't try to go out there and be a Superman. You know, it's not worth it. You know, they'll reschedule the time on the load or whatever. So just be careful out there. So, sounds like Moody's in some bad weather. David Moody. And then there's my wife, Jacob. She said, "What's up?" Since you said tell her hi. Super trucker. You want to be a super trucker, Hall? Yeah, there's a lot of super truckers out there, and I don't know if the term's a bad thing or a good thing, but usually whenever I say super trucker, it's a bad thing, because it's usually the guys that are driving way too fast down the road, way too fast on ice, you know, and they end up passing me, especially because I'm the prime truck. But in bad weather, I'm slowing down. They'll pass me, or my student, if my student's driving, and I'll say, "Look, see that truck going too fast? That's going to be the truck that's flipped over in the ditch." Sure enough, we get up the road, it's flipped over in the ditch. 59 days. 59 days and counting still, Carlos. I thought it was 59 days yesterday. Yeah, Springfield's about to get some bad weather too, I think. My wife, she's real big on watching the weather, so we'll see what happens. It's a storm, you know, they're used to having tornadoes out here and stuff. Downstairs in my basement, I got a tornado shelter, so I'm not worried about it. My wife usually gets the whole family in the tornado shelter, and I go down there and sit on the couch. Hall, it's a bad thing I'm not driving. I'm an insurance adjuster that has big truck wrecks. I start prime training next month. This driveway shuttle bus I'm taking to Vernon, Washington. Shuttle bus. You talking about the Greyhound? I guess you're talking about the Greyhound. Yeah, the Greyhound's horrible. You know, you make sure you're washing your hands a lot, because I came on that Greyhound and I spent my training sick for the first 2 weeks because I got sick in the Greyhound, I guess. I caught a cold, so Jacob had to drive the first probably week. I don't know, it felt like a week. It might have just been like 3 or 4 days, but he was all like, "Here, take this medication." I was like, "Bloop." Like, let's get me well so I can get behind the wheel and start learning. 59 or 58, something like that. Keep counting down the days till you get out here, Carlos. We're in between 59 and 58 days, so you know, we're getting closer. Jacob said I was sick for like 2 or 3 days. It felt like a week. I mean, I felt bad. I kept telling him, oh man, you know, if you got to kick me off the truck, man, I'm sorry I got sick. He was all like, no, it's fine. It happens. You got to ride on that Greyhound. I mean, he was really considerate on it. I mean, great guy. Power is off at the Loves. It's creepy. Ooh, yeah. You know, you got APU on your truck, so you should be all right. I don't know. I heard if it snows too much, that you have to dig out the exhaust for that APU. I've never had to do it. I've never been in that deep of snow, so you might keep an eye on that and keep it dug out. I'd hate for the exhaust to get back inside the truck and it's carbon monoxide and stuff like that. I'm sure that that's some bad stuff. And I'm hoping to meet Highway Junkie. He's gonna be in he's gonna be at Pittston, like I think he said February the 3rd. So, you know, I want to at least meet him. So we'll see, because man, I see him all the time. He seems positive. He's never put a negative or a bad comment in a group chat. I've never seen it. So, you know, I really want to meet you, Highway Junkie. But yeah, I mean, 36 days, I mean, is it 36 days because Prime has a waiting list right now, Highway? Or is it 36 days because you put in the day that you need to come? Like, did you have something to do this month? I'm kind of curious on like if there's a waiting list, because I know whenever you go through recruiting, you have to get your permit now. So I'm sure that they send you to get your permit in your home state, and then you probably call them back to let them know you have it. Is there a waiting list after that to come to Prime, or is it pretty much once you get that permit, they're going to put you in the next available class? Could you answer that for me if you could? I know Carlos is waiting on his friend to train him, is why he's pushed back. Because I've been talking to Carlos too. Oh, you're going to a ski resort. Watch out for trees, man. Watch out for trees. People skiing all the time hit a tree. I won't do it, you know. Plus, like, I'm a big guy. I don't think I look good on some skis, you know. But if you're going to go skiing down there, man, watch out for those trees. Hey, Queen. Queen Trucking right there. She said, hey. I watch her videos a lot, too. Oren gave me your phone number. He told me to call you sometime about YouTube. I was going to call you about, like, I like your videos a lot. And, like, me and Oren, we talk about your videos all the time. Like, you're doing an awesome job. I think this is the same Queen. I might be wrong. So if it's not the same Queen, then my bad. Okay, Highway Junkie said he got his DOT physical and CDL permit and TWIC card already. Well, aren't you the overachiever? Cool. Yeah, Queen, I know you were at the terminal not too long ago, and I was over there, but I didn't have a chance to hit you up. But Oren did give me your number, so I might hit you up sometime, because, you know, any help I can get on YouTube, I'll take. You know, I might not be the best at this. I like doing the videos for my entire day. I think that that's fun. So, like, I really like that style of video, and I like to make the little short videos, or I can take a section of video and speed it up. I like doing that. But a lot of people tell me that whenever I talk to this camera, I don't sound like I'm talking to somebody. So he said to talk to you about that, because you're pretty good at talking to that camera like that camera's an actual person. Highway Junkie said, I have not heard of a waiting list and will be calling my recruiter January 6th to fill out all the stuff. Okay, so Highway Junkie said he really don't know if there's a waiting list. So if you find out if there's a waiting list, like if you do your paperwork on January 6th and say, hey, are you sending me to the next available class? And he tells you, hey, you got to wait 3 weeks or whatever, let me know so I can kind of have an idea of how long you have to wait before you can actually come out here. Because you're going to have firsthand knowledge. I'm not. Like, if I can get some information from you, I can spread it on to other people. Oh yeah, you heard that? My wife just said Opie came through the cat door. That's what that sound was, and that's exactly right. I got a big gray cat in here. He's bad to the bone. He goes out there and he fights all the other cats. Like, man, a couple times he gets beat up, but he can handle himself. He just came through the cat door. He's like a little dog, man. He's vicious. His name's Opie. All right, Highway. Thanks for letting me know. As soon as you know, you'll let me know. As soon as Highway Junkie finds out, he'll let me know. So that's good, because that's something I was asked that a couple days ago. Somebody asked me, what's the waiting time after you get your permit and everything? What's the waiting time? How long is it? And I didn't have an answer from them. So I was like, I have no clue. I go, as far as I know, you know, what I know is whenever I put in my application, they say, hey, you want to start next week? Like, and I was like, no, I got to put in a 2 weeks notice at my job, because I wanted to leave the state. I wanted to leave the state of Texas on good terms. So I wanted to put in my 2 weeks notice. So I put in my 2 weeks notice, and also my daughter's birthday was coming up. So pretty much we went to my daughter's birthday. That's whenever I told my family that I was leaving to be an over-the-road truck driver. And day after the party, or it might have been the night of the party. It might have been the night of the party I took off. I can't really remember. I can't really remember if it was the night of the party or not. Okay, David Moody is saying that there's no wait list. So I guess soon as you get your permit, then you're good. You can go ahead and look forward to coming over here as soon as you call that dispatcher, maybe the next week or two. No waiting list according to my recruiter. Recruiters are another story. Like, I really don't want to say that they're bad, but their whole job is to get you here. So once they get you here, like, I hear students all the time, hey, I got to get it with my recruiter for this or for this. They can't get a hold of them. And like a lot of times the recruiters, I get a lot of people that are like, the recruiters do not tell us to bring blank checks or direct deposit forms. If you want your direct deposit set up, then you need to have a blank check or a direct deposit form when you come out here. So make sure that you bring a blank check or a direct deposit form when you come out here, because I would hate for somebody not to be able to set up direct deposit as soon as they can. Card loading is not the way to go in my book. I mean, if you look at what happened to Celadon, their money was card loaded. The company shut down. They can't get their money off their card. I don't know whatever happened with all that. I didn't follow it as much. Chad Rich did follow it, and he did a Toys for Tots thing. Toy for Tots. I don't know how that went. I'm hoping it went very well. Keep making videos like you are. The rest sound fake. Oh, okay. Well, somebody likes the way I am, the way I talk. You know, I've always been really monotone like this, and I'm not really like energetic. Like what you see is what you got. And I'm a blunt person. I'll speak my mind. So be careful what you ask me, because I might tell you something you don't want to hear. So Oh, you're delivering this bus to a ski resort. Okay. Well, I bet they need their bus. So David Moody, he's delivering the ski shuttle bus to the resort. So when you apply through your recruiter, it's only good for 30 days. So you have to be ready to show up to Prime when you apply. That's why I have to fill out my application until January 3rd. Okay, so that's something else I didn't know. So I guess whenever you fill out your application, it has a time frame of 30 days. So I guess from the time you fill it out, you have 30 days to go ahead and get your permit and be sent out here. That's what Highway Junkies tell me. So I mean, like, that's good information. Like, that's something that students know and I don't. So I'm glad you let me know all that. Yeah, I was told my recruiter, 3rd week of February, she was like, we can do that although I applied too early. So she said reapply at the end of January. Okay, so that must be part of the 30-day rule, Carlos, is that you applied and then you had to come at a certain time because of your trainer. Your trainer's your friend and he drives a really nice truck. I liked his truck, but I haven't met him, but I liked his truck, the picture you sent me. So I guess you're waiting on that trainer and he's not available for that till that time. So that's probably why she told you that you're gonna have to reapply in 30 days or when it's 30 days out. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. Just be who you are. That's the best thing. That's what I'm trying to be. That is exactly what I'm trying to be. Like, me and Oren were talking about it and he was all like, hey man, that's how you are. That is how you are. Just be yourself. And I was all like, well, maybe Queen, like, I was all like, Queen, she's like very like good at making it seem like the camera's a person. She makes it feel like, well, you make it feel like you're talking straight to somebody. Like, you're talking straight to me. So I was all like, I want to know how to talk straight to you, to everybody watching my channel. So I'm new to YouTube. This is the first YouTube I ever made. This is like, I'm learning stuff every day. I'm learning how to edit my videos better, stuff like that. My problem is the soundtracks I have are only the ones that I have on my phone. So I keep on using the same one. My friend Justin, he said that he's gonna hook me up with some new tunes. He was showing me a keyboard today. He was all like, check this out. And he was doing all this stuff on his phone. He got a brand new iPhone today and he was like strumming the keyboard and making beats. I was all like, man, that's awesome. I don't know how to do that. I tried to download a drum one time and I was beating on it. It sounded horrible. I was like, my son has a little toy drum set. It sounds way better than me. Recruiters are liars. Man, their job is to get you here. You know, they might say something that might not be true just to get you here. I mean, sometimes what I've seen is a lot of people getting sent home from Prime because the recruiters bring them in here and then they do a background check, a more extensive background check and stuff like that. And people don't get to stay, they're sent home. See, I don't know how I use the YouTube Studio. Like, I've been looking at that too, and like, it's confusing. Also, I'm only using a cell phone. Like, I don't have a media computer. Like, I don't have a computer or a laptop or anything. You know, I'm budget YouTube over here. Just a cell phone and this new selfie stick I got right here. That if Jacob texts me again and then my phone says whoop whoop, it falls down. Jacob loves texting my phone because it says whoop whoop. One time I was looking for him in the terminal. He just started texting me letters. My phone was all whoop 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 whoop, and then he found me. It's funny. See, there's Jacob. I put my hand on this because I knew you were going to text me. I knew you were going to text me. I don't even know if you... Can y'all hear that through the recording? He's going to Daytona the second week of February. And I'm hitting up Piston the third week. Okay. Oh, you can hear it? See, I'm a juggalo, you know. I'm not... Now, I know juggalos have a bad rep. They were on the FBI top 10 most dangerous gangs. You know, it's just music is what it is. It's music. It's music I like. I like that kind of music. It's a family. You go to the concert and, you know, we have our face painted and we go have a blast at the concert. It's a family. Everybody's chanting family. Like, I mean, we're having a great time. You can go talk to anybody. In fact, people see that Hatchet Man on my truck and they come up and say, whoop, whoop. We have a conversation just because of the sticker on my truck. I get to meet awesome people like that all the time, or they'll see it on my hat. And, you know, the Juggalos is a real big family. And it's like they accept any kind of person. Like, you can be rich, you can be poor. You can be a drug addict, you can be a sober person. As long we're all into the same music and we're all into the family atmosphere, you know. It's just a family. Yep, we heard it. See, people did hear the text. I guess next time I do this, I need to mute my phone or something so it won't go through the speaker. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, Gifty, I got Gifty out here and I have another student, JJ or Jesse or Jesus. I have to find a name for him. You know, Jesus. It's, you know, he says he goes by a lot of stuff, but I'm sure once we get together over the road, we can find him one name that I can use. I'm bad with names anyway, so like half my guys, I'm all like, hey, you. I'm just bad with names. I really am. Like I can think of a student by his face, but like I can't tell you his name most of the time. Like if I see a student, I remember them as soon as I see them. Do not disturb. Yeah, that's what I need to do is put my phone on do not disturb. How do I like training? I love training. I really do. You know, it's a great feeling whenever you get somebody to pass their test. You know, even if they have to retest, it's a great feeling to get them to pass the test. Like I want to use one of my African students, for example. His name was Tanami. His name was spelled Teami. So at first I was calling him Team I. I was like, is your name Team I? And he's all like, no, it's Tanami. Well, Tanami, he was here for a long time. And like, I don't think nobody wanted him because he was from another country and that he didn't speak good English. Like, he spoke it good enough I could understand him and he could understand me. So when he passed the test, he was so excited and happy. He jumped up in the air and landed on me. Like, he was so happy. So like, you know, that's a great feeling whenever you get to better somebody, you know. And then you got people, like I had a student that he was living at the Salvation Army before he came out here. So I took him, got him a CDL, and he's not going to be living at the Salvation Army no more. I mean, at the worst, at the least, he's going to be living in a truck now. You know, he got a roof. He got a roof, some doors on there, some windows. He got some AC, some heating. You know, we're just bettering people. Because if I can better somebody, it makes me feel good. Like, I'm real hard on people, and like whenever I get to know people, I'm really like hard on them, and like I want to like make them a better person. So like I'm real like, hey man, why don't you do this? Hey, why don't you want to do this? Hey, why don't you do this? So like I'm trying to better people. And that even goes for outside of trucking. Like, if one of my friends is going through a rough time, shoot, I want to talk to him and see what I can do. Like, see if I can help him any. And everybody does come from different backgrounds. I had a pilot on my truck. I had this pilot on my truck, and what he would do is, I guess in a plane you talk a lot while you're flying a plane. You got to say everything. So everything that he would do, he would speak out loud. He would be driving down the road, he would be like, looking in my left mirror, looking back in front of me, looking in my right mirror, back in front of me, checking my gauges, my speed is good, looking in front of me, looking in my left mirror. And he was constantly talking, but he wasn't saying, like, he wasn't talking to me, but he was constantly saying what he was doing. Like, man, I knew what he was thinking at every second. Like, when he made a turn, he'd be like, I'm looking in my mirror, watching my tandems on the right. My tandems are up to the curve. I'm going to trace the curve with the tandems. I'm watching my mirror for 2 seconds, glance in front of me, watch my mirror for 2 seconds. I mean, you got a pilot's license and you want to come drive a truck? Wow, like, who does that? But he explained it to me like it cost a lot of money to become a big commercial pilot flying people, because you have to get jet hours and you have to pay somebody so much money for each hour you're using that jet, and it's all recorded. So you have to have a certain number of jet hours to fly a commercial plane. So he said he didn't have enough money for that, so he was either gonna use trucking to get more money to do that, or he was gonna just drive truck. But it was kind of cool. Like, I wish I could teach my students to talk like that, but most of the time they're just like, oh man, I'm holding the steering wheel, I'm scared. You know, I'm all like, if we drive safe, there's no need to be scared. And part of driving safe is watching everything around you. So if you're checking your mirrors, watching beside you, you're watching in front of you, you're never startled by a car coming up beside you, because guess what? You knew he was there. You've been watching the mirror. Then we're driving safe. Why so tense? I mean, I'm never going to be completely relaxed where I'm like, oh man, I got this. Like, I'm still going to be checking my stuff. You'll never be relaxed, but you can calm down a little bit. Carlos says, I spent about 14 years in retail, times for a change of scenery. Yeah. You know, I was at the prison for 13 years. Like, I seen the same turnout room. I seen the same everything every day for 13 years pretty much. Or actually, I worked at a couple different prisons, but the last one I was at, I was probably there for 10 years. And it was like, walk into the same thing every day. At the end of every day, you didn't change nothing. There was no satisfaction in it. You know, you just were like, I did absolutely nothing to change this place for the better. You know, I like to think that I changed some of the offenders' thoughts on life, because I used to preach to them, hey, life's about the choices you make. If you make good choices, then good's going to turn out of it. If you make bad choices, then, you know, you're going to end up where you're at now. So if you want to make the right choices and good choices in life, then it's going to take you a lot farther. I said, look at me. You know, y'all look at me like, hey, I'm just a dumb CO. But look, I made good choices in my life. I started out bad, but I made good choices in my life to get where I'm at now. So, you know, I preach that a lot. Like, hey, you made your bed, lay in it. You know, the choices you made put you here, because every offender is innocent. If you ask every one of them in prison, they all say the same thing. They were innocent. So what I would do is I would say, okay, you might be innocent on this charge, but what about the charges before this one? So have you ever been arrested? Did you come to prison on the first time you ever been arrested? Oh no, man, I've been arrested like 6-7 times. All right. How many felonies did you have? Oh, I had this many. Well, look, the choices you made back then, you might be innocent on this one. You might be telling the truth. But look, they had to pin it on somebody. Like, they had to put somebody away. So they looked at you, and with your background, of all the stuff you have in your background, guess what? They blamed you. Is it right? No, it's not right. And they'll think a minute and they'll be like, yeah, you're right. And they're not even thinking about like, hey, I'm innocent on this charge no more. They're like, dang, man, this dude got me. Make bad decisions. You know, it happens. Not all decisions I make are probably the best. I make some bad decisions too. You know, I got to learn how to learn from my bad decisions, because that's what makes me me. So, you know, you have to learn from your mistakes. But if you make good decisions, then you should be all right. 14 years, man, that's a while. In retail, I bet customers drove you nuts. What did you do at the prison? Man, I did everything. I worked as an officer in education, where I called the offenders into school, sent them to their classes. I worked out there in population. I worked out there in AdSeg. I worked in the mental hospital. I took inmates to surgery. I've watched them cut people open to do surgery on them. I've watched people die in there. You know, I've done a lot in prison. Like, I mean, that sounds like I was in prison. I was a correctional officer, but I worked a lot of different spots there. You know, I worked the back gate, let in all the vehicles, let out all the vehicles, searched them all for whatever. You know, I've done a lot over there. So, I mean, like, I pretty much worked every spot over there that you could think of. I was at a male-only prison. So, like, I didn't work the females. I've never been in a female prison and really don't want to. I hear it's really bad in there. Gary P, thank you for watching all my videos and loving them. I'm glad you came to the live chat today. You know, I'm trying this out. On the days that I'm here in Springfield, or the days I'm in Pittston, like, I don't have very much footage to go off of, so I'm trying to do a live video every once in a while I'm here. I really like doing the vlog style because I like people to actually see what I'm going through. And I really, really like to have a student on the truck that's willing to take a minute out of his day. You know, I don't want to take too long out of his day to affect his study time or anything like that. Just real quick, hey, how do you feel? How was your day? You know, just to get his input. Because I figure if someone's new to primer, about to come out here, they would like to see how stressful it was on someone's first day. Like, I want to see the progression of what they changed to. Like, the first day, oh man, it was nerve-wracking. I was scared. Next day, oh, it got better. Next day, man, I'm feeling safe. I drive safe now. You know, next day. And that's what I kind of like. I'll give you $1 to record the pad. No, I don't want to record the pad. It's not worth it. Jacob's talking about this big sign they put out there at the pad that says no recording on the pad. And I've been telling people before, like, hey, you're not supposed to record out there, but I kind of sound like the bad guy, you know, because they tell me, like, hey, we don't want people recording out there. We don't want this done. We don't want that done. I'm going to try to follow their rules. I put up one video that had a part of the pad in it. Wasn't backing or nothing like that. It was pretty much set up for the test. They asked me to take it down. I took it down. They don't want any recording out there. Like, I really don't want to do backing videos either, because the whole thing with the backing videos is I teach one way, your trainer's going to teach another way. So you got to follow what your trainer teaches. Like, watch my pre-trip videos though. I'm fine with that, because normally all pre-trip videos are the same. Or, I mean, most pre-trip, as long as you hit everything, your trainer really don't care what order you do it in. Because if you get everything, you get everything. That's great. So my pre-trip videos are good. But backing, I'm not going to mess with backing. When I was at Prime, I would deliver to a prison at New Mexico. They went through my truck inside and out. Griggs, you're right. That's the back gate. I've worked that position. And I would have to climb up into the truck and search it, because you can't have no weapons, no tobacco, no drugs, no handguns, nothing coming in there. We would have to put everything in the lockbox. And we had truck drivers that had like a whole knife set, you know, they had their own food. You know, we had to lock that stuff up. All right, later, highway junkie. Take care. I'll be seeing you soon. Big country trucker, what's up, man? Hey, what's up with you? Not much, in Springfield, waiting on a test one of my students out and get out of here on the road again with the other one. Jacob, you putting my name out today got me about 7 or 8 subscribers as soon as that videos came up to until I started this live, so thank you. Do you drive automatic or manual? I can drive either one. My current truck right now is automatic, but if they gave me another manual, I know how to drive it and I know how to teach it. When I started teaching, we still had those manuals. That's nerve-wracking too. Like, you're going from driving in automatic all this time, and then the day before your test, we're over there learning how to shift the truck. It's like it kind of felt like we were trying to teach somebody how to walk before they could crawl, you know, like we're teaching them how to drive, and then the day before their test, you know, or a couple days before their test, we're all like, hey, here's this stick over here, start shifting. Like, it was messed up to me. So I'm kind of glad that they said, hey, if you drive an automatic, you're teaching automatic students. If you drive a manual, you can teach manual students. I think that works out better, because it was kind of hard to go crazy with it. Is McCord still at Prime? I don't know. I don't know no McCord. Unless you're talking about like a Andrew. I knew a Andrew McCord. See, there's my wife trolling right there. She says, he drives the truck better than he drives our Saturn. True story. That's what she says. She says that I weave back and forth in a car, but in a truck, I drive straight in the lines. Maybe it's because I don't have all that extra room on both sides of it. I don't know. Maybe I was born to be a truck driver. Maybe it was my destiny. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I drive the car different than I drive a truck. I don't know. Now I don't even use my rear view mirror in none of my vehicles, because you don't have one in a truck. I just use my side mirrors. Even whenever I back up, I just use my side mirrors. No more rear view mirror in the middle of the car. All right, later, Carlos. Keep in touch. Brake check. Okay, you know Andrew then? I still talk to Andrew. Andrew's not at Prime no more. Andrew left us to go local. Last time I talked to him, I don't want to put his business out there too much, but he's not making the same money he was over the road, which is not a big shocker. But hey, if it makes him happy to be home more, you know, so be it. You know, it's home more, less money, pretty much. The reason we get paid more is because we're over the road. We're not home much, even though I'm at the house right now. Yeah, that's how I met you. Well, I guess I met a big country trucker over here. I'm not too sure who he is, because that's his screen name. But I probably met him through Andrew. Andrew has a lot of friends out there, and a lot of us, he's introduced me to so many people because he's a talker and he talks a lot. So I'm not surprised if I met you through Andrew. I've been home for almost a week, my wife said. Let me think about that. Saturday. About almost a week. Yeah, it's not a big surprise that it's not the same money. Do I pull flatbed or reefer? I pull reefer at the moment. Right now I've been pulling reefer. I'm a reefer driver. But who knows, that could change. I could go flatbed or I could go tanker. You know, I still leave my options open. Like if I need to switch fleet, like if I want to switch it up and go tanker or flatbed, there's always that option. Time to run away to PA for a bit. Yeah, you can tell. See, Jacob, maybe I need to be out more. Maybe go to PA for a while. I like PA though. Like I've always liked PA. If they would have built that pad over there before I moved to Springfield, I would have probably moved to PA because I like it over there. It's beautiful over there, especially in the summer. My wife actually says she's happy to have me home. Aww. But yeah, it's nice over there in PA. I don't know, Jacob, I don't know if you've seen the pad over there or not. It's down the street on the left from the terminal, and it's I think it's 5 pads, and it's pretty nice. They built a building over there. Only for this cooking. Okay, okay. Yeah, she's happy to have me home, Jacob, for my cooking. That's for sure. I'm surprised she hasn't had me make her some steaks yet because she loves my steaks. Maybe brisket. I'm not a big steak person. I'd rather have grill some hamburgers because I'm a hamburger guy. She's a steak person.
Tell them about your smoked brisket.
I already did. All right, later, big country. I'll catch you later. He's saying bye, so see you later. Jacob, you haven't seen it in person. It's actually pretty nice. The only thing is they got this pad number 5, and it's like a hill down at the start, and then it's a hill back up and down again. So like if you tell your student pull to the middle of the cones up there, he's going to say, what cones? There ain't no cones up there. Yeah, just drive over the hill. You'll see them on the other side. You know? Jacob heard you in here. He said, hi, wifey. But yeah, it's a nice place over there. Now, they said that they were going to have showers in there. They wanted to have a second floor to it. And they wanted showers and stuff, but for some reason it didn't get made like that. They only kept it one level. The building is a classroom and a conference room, little glass room like in Springfield. And then on both sides, one side's Richard's office, one side's Blake. One side's Richard and the in-house guy. I can't think of his name right now. And on the other side is the office with Blake and Ryder, the 2 examiners over there. And it's pretty cool over there. I mean, you know, it's a brand new facility. So they got this coffee machine over there. Man, this coffee machine drives me nuts. The coffee machine is this really expensive, like, coffee machine with the hoses that come in the back and, like, really expensive. Richard said it cost a lot of money, and I believe him. It's a real nice one. So the coffee machine is really too nice for a trucker to have because we cannot operate that thing. Me and Daryl fought that machine for about 3 days in a row. We were out there fighting the coffee machine, trying to figure out how to work it so we could have some coffee. And I'm pretty sure we still haven't figured out how to work it. Like I was telling Daryl, I was all like, let's just cut the bags of coffee open and just pour it in our cup. It's a liquid form. I mean, take a shot of that, we'll probably like be spazzed out. Yeah, they got a Starbucks machine at Prime at Springfield. I don't know if it's any good. I've never tried it. I'm all like, I look at it and I'm all like, I'm really gonna mess that up. Like, I am gonna mess that up. Just like some of the truck stops I go to, I see a Dunkin' Donuts. I'm all like, whoa, get in there. I get in there and I go to the Dunkin' Donuts area, and it's one of those expresses where you have to make your own cup. And I'm just so bad at making it, like so nasty. Like, I don't know what I do wrong, but I mess it up every time. So I don't mess with that stuff. Dunkin' Donuts, yeah, it fooled me every time. Every freaking time. I get so upset whenever I go in there and that's what I get, you know? Like, oh man, tell me about it. Like, I love Dunkin' Donuts. I love Taco Bell. If I can get it, I'm going to get it. Whenever it's express, teardrop. Like, for reals. It's bad. All right, well, I'm out. I appreciate everyone joining this live today. Everybody be safe out there. People in the snow in Colorado, be safe. On the 70 up there that's shut down, be safe. And hit the subscribe button, like my videos. Hopefully I'll be back on the road soon. There's a woman back there. So hopefully I'm on the road soon and making the vlogs again. Hit the like button, subscribe. And there's another whoop whoop from Jacob, and he made me open up my keyboard while I'm trying to end the video over here. Had to get me one last time. Bye, everybody.